Hi, so welcome back to another episode of Real Talk by Ewa. How are you doing? Hope you're enjoying our Thanksgiving video so far. So today, what are we talking about? We are talking about question to ask before marriage. Yeah. You got that right. So a lot of people, like, they feel they are having conversation and things are going smooth because they are planning wedding and they are not asking the right question. So they get into the marriage and the values are different, the goals are different, and everything is different. To avoid all these different in values and issues, you need to ask questions. So I'm bringing this your way from my own counseling section, the counseling section we had during our own time. So for people that don't have access to counseling section, you can take this as your own counseling section. So first thing first, ask, how was your childhood like? See, one thing that a lot of people don't know is childhood impacts your life as an adult. What you experience, the things you saw, maybe the things you saw your parent doing and all those things. It has a way of influencing you as an adult. So ask them about their childhood. Ask them about their past. See, you are getting into a long life relationship, so you cannot afford to say, oh, let bygone be bygone, past is past. Past is not past. Talk about it, iron things out. That is number one. Number two, what can you say about your parent relationship? So for people that still have their both parents together, ask them, how was their parent relationship like, because the kind of relationship their parents had can influence the way they react or the way they build their own relationship. Most of these things happens unconsciously. These things that you experience daily build you unconsciously, and you might not even know the impact of what is happening to you until you start acting it out. Some people say, I don't want to be like my parent, but they grow up, they end up being like them because it has built up in them from childhood. Number three, what is your conviction? Hey, so what makes you convinced I'm the right person for you? What makes you convinced that he is the right person for you? You have to write it down. So when we were doing our own counseling, they asked us to write down was it 5 or 10 conviction? Okay, it was a letter. So they asked us to write a conviction letter. Like, they want to be sure that you are really convinced that this person is for you. So even you write it down. What is your conviction? What makes you think that this person is the right person for you? Then they told us to write 15 things you love about him or her. 15 things. This was the toughest task they asked us to do. Like, you have to write it down. What are those 15 things that you love about this person? Is it their look? Is it the fact that they're ambitious? Is it the fact, whatever it is? Think about it. Write it down. That person you're in a relationship with right now, whether you are married, even if you are married, write down 15 things that you love about your partner. If you're in a relationship, write it down. Then they asked us to write 12 things to put in place to prevent divorce. See, every time I read that stuff, I'll be like, did I actually write this thing? Like, did I write it? Write it down. Like, what are the things that you think you can put in place to prevent divorce in your marriage? What does respect means to you? Ask. Because what you think is normal to you might be abnormal to that person. So that is why they say one man's food is another man's poison. So ask them, what does respect means to them? Is it by calling them like uncle, auntie, or is, I don't know, like, just ask, because it varies. What you think is respect to you might not be respect to another person. So ask. discuss your finances. Hey, you cannot avoid this kind of conversation. So you need to talk about your finances. What is it? What is their finance goal? Everybody should have goal. Like, what is your finances goal? How do you spend? Do you buy impulsively? Like, just ask question about finances. There are some people that whatever they see, oh, I like this thing, they just buy, even if they don't need it immediately. You might be opposite. I've seen couples like that. Even these ones, they are older couples, and she was like, no, she doesn't do anything money with her husband. I said, why? I said, because she plan, the husband doesn't plan, he just spent. So talk about your finances, what you earn, what does he earn, what is their goal, do you want to have something together, how do you want to do joint projects together. Like, talk about these things. They are important. Okay, talk about sex, if they like it, how they like it, and stuff like that. They are what do they call it, uncomfortable conversation. You need to have this conversation. Talk about children. How many children would they like to have? How many children do you want to have? So that you guys can meet at the middle even before you start that journey. Some people will say, I want to wait before I have children. The other person might say, no, I want to have children immediately after wedding. You need to talk about these things. These are the things that causes issues in marriage, early marriage, and most of these things leads to divorce most of the time. Talk about career. Not everybody wants career. Some people are so comfortable in their comfort zone. Talk about it so that when you now marry, you not say, oh, so me, I'm building myself, she's not building herself, or he's not building himself. It's better you have all this uncomfortable conversation. Ask about career. What does the person want to do? Even if the person is already building career, where do they see themselves in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years? Because this is a lifelong journey. So you cannot afford not to know the person's plan. Next thing is properties. How do you want to own your properties? Do you want to have house with both of your name on it, or everybody want to have their own separate? These are things that causes issues. Like, it's better you know their perspective about these things, about owning properties together. Some people cannot own property with their wife because of their mentality, because they feel, oh no, you don't own things with women. Some people feel that whatever they have, only their name should be on it. It's better you ask all these questions. When we start having properties, how do you want it to be? Then, will you like family around? Because not everybody like this thing. You might be that person that likes to have people around, and your partner might be opposite. Ask questions so that you know what you are up against. Ask, do you like people around you? Do you like family around you? Some people don't mind. Some people don't want family around them. Not because they hate family, but because they just want their privacy, and they respect their privacy. And you don't see them visiting people as well. So ask if they want family around. The next one is, how do you cope with stress? Some people become aggressive when they are stressed out. Ask questions. So when you are stressed, just find a way to ask, like, okay, when you're at work and there's so much pressure at work, how do you cope? How do you react to pressure? How do you react to stress? Ask questions. Hey. So this next one mostly happens to men, because I saw it happen to my father. Imagine you are broke. How do you react? Some people really get angry when they are broke. Some men transfer aggression to their wife, to their children when they are broke. Some men don't touch their wife when they are broke. Some men, like, they don't want to have any, like, they are just, how do they cope? How do you react when you are broke? Some women too don't feel comfortable when they are broke. Like, they don't want to be broke. So if they sense that, it's like I'm broke, or I'm about to be broke, They might be emotional, they might be aggressive, they might be anything. So it's better you talk about these things. Like, it's important. So ask about past relationship. I've already said that. And these are the questions. I hope that you have learned one or two things from this video. Ask questions. So these questions I'm saying, they are very, very important questions. I remember when we start asking these questions when we were doing our premarital counseling. Like, there are some of the questions that I feel, oh, I already know. But by the time we start talking about it, I realize that, okay, it's like I don't know anything. It sounds funny. When you are dating, you are planning to marry, please ask these questions. Ask these questions. Don't just assume. Don't just talk about the wedding. Talk about the marriage. These are sensitive things. These are things that destroy home. These are things that causes divorce. It's better you talk about it before marriage, so that you know what you are up against and you will know how to support each other through the process. I hope you learned from this video today. Thank you for watching. And if you have not subscribed to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel. Give us a thumbs up. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.